Hello and welcome to Grammar Hacks, the podcast that untangles the tricky knots of the English language so you can write and speak with more confidence. I'm Adam.
And I'm Sarah. And today we're giving you a grammar superpower. We're giving you a time machine.
A time machine? Are we finally tackling the future conditional perfect subjunctive in a parallel dimension?
Not quite. We're talking about the past perfect tense. It sounds complicated, but it's really just a time machine you can use in your stories to avoid the exact kind of confusion you just had with Mark's party.
I need this. My social life apparently depends on it. So how does this grammar time machine work?
It's surprisingly simple. Think about it this way. When you're telling a story, you're usually in the simple past tense. I walked to the store. I saw a dog. That's your story's main timeline.
Right, that's the present of the story.
Exactly. But what if you need to tell your listener about something that happened before you walked to the store? You need to jump back in time. That's where the past perfect comes in. It's your time machine button.
And what does that button look like? What's the magic formula?
The formula is just two words, had plus a past participle. A past participle is just that form of a verb you use with have or has, like seen, done, eaten, gone.
So had seen, had done, had eaten. That's it? That's the whole time machine?
That's the whole time machine. It lets you pause your main story, jump back to an earlier event, and then return to your main timeline.
Okay, this is making sense. I think I need a better example than my party foul. Let's try the epic saga of me this morning. I'll call it The Case of the Missing Keys.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
So this morning, I was ready to leave for work. I grabbed my coat, I picked up my bag, but I couldn't find my keys.
A classic morning mystery. The main story is in the simple past. I'm with you.
I looked on the kitchen counter. I checked the little bowl by the door. Nothing. I started to panic because I was already running late.
But why were the keys not there? This is where you need the time machine. Hit the button.
Okay, hitting the button. I couldn't find my keys because my roommate had put them in his jacket pocket the night before.
Boom. There it is. Had put. You just jump back in time to the night before to explain the problem in your main story. The roommate's action happened before you started looking.
I get it. And the story continues. So I called my roommate. He, of course, didn't answer. So I searched his entire room like a maniac, and I finally found his jacket.
And the keys?
The keys were there. I felt a huge sense of relief, but it was short-lived. I ran outside to the bus stop, but the street was empty.
Let me guess. Time machine moment?
You know it. The bus had already gone.
Perfect. The bus leaving happened before you got to the bus stop. You see how clean that is? It creates a perfect, clear timeline for your listener. Without it, it just sounds like a jumble of events.
Right. If I just said I got to the bus stop, the bus left, it sounds like it left the second I got there. But saying it had left tells the real, more tragic story of my morning.
Exactly. The past perfect is the key to telling stories with layers. It adds depth and clarity. It shows cause and effect across different points in the past.
So to fix my party story, I should have said, when I arrived at the party, they had already yelled surprise.
Precisely. Your arrival is one point in the past. The surprise yell is an even earlier point in the past. Your time machine makes it all make sense.
Okay, I think our listeners are ready to take the time machine for a spin themselves. It's time for our first practice loop called Say What We Say.
The rules are simple. We'll say a sentence using the past perfect, and you, dear listener, will say it back. Ready? Let's go.
By the time she arrived, we had eaten all the pizza.
He failed the test because he had not studied.
I had never seen such a beautiful sunset before that day.
They had finished the project long before the deadline.
After you repeated that last sentence, you had officially practiced the past perfect.
Very clever. All right, feeling good? Let's move to practice loop 2. This one is a little game we call Spot the Flashback.
We're going to give you two sentences, A and B,
Your job is to decide which sentence contains the time machine jump, the flashback. Which one uses the past perfect? Ready for the first pair?
Here they are. Sentence A. I went to the store and I bought milk. Sentence B. I went to the store, but they had sold out of milk.
Okay, did you get it? The flashback is in sentence B, had sold. The store selling out of milk happened before you even got there.
Excellent. Let's try another one. Sentence A. She read the email, and then she called him. Sentence B. She called him because she had read his email.
The time machine is in sentence B again, had read. Reading the email happened before she made the call. It's the reason for the call.
You're getting the hang of this. Last one. This one's a little trickier. Sentence A. When the play started, we found our seats. Sentence B. When the play started, we had found our seats.
Okay, the flashback, the time machine, is in sentence B, had found. It means you were already sitting comfortably in your seats before the curtain went up.
Whereas sentence A means there was a mad scramble to find your seats in the dark after the play already started. Two very different scenarios.
And the past perfect is what makes that difference crystal clear.
All right, let's bring our time machine back to the present. It's time to wrap up.
So let's recap the one big thing to remember from today. The past perfect tense is your storytelling time machine.
When you're telling a story in the past and you need to jump back to something that happened even earlier, you use the simple formula had plus the past participle.
Had gone, had seen, had ruined a surprise party. It's the tool you use to add layers and clarity to your stories so your listeners are never lost in time.
And now for your mission, should you choose to accept it. Your mission this week is to use your new grammar time machine. Pay attention to the stories you tell or hear, and when you spot a great use of the past perfect, that perfect flashback moment, send it to us on our social media channels. We'll share the best ones in a future episode.
That's all for this episode of Grammar Hacks. Thanks for listening.
Next time on Grammar Hacks, what do ninjas, pirates, and your boss's emails have in common? We're talking about the active and passive voice. You don't want to miss it.